Hey, my dear students. You know we are going through hard times. I hope that you're okay. You're all healthy. Okay, last week you remembered what you had learned before this, obligatory holiday. Your teacher reminded you of Unit 6 and Unit 7. Today, I'm teaching you the grammar structure of Unit 8. First of all, let's remember what is the name of Unit 8. The name of Unit 8 is, as you remember, Digital Era. And which grammatical structures are you going to learn in this unit? You are going to learn relative clauses. First of all, we need to find some answers to a few questions to clarify the meaning, to understand the subject better. The first sentence is, what is a relative clause? A relative clause is, a relative clause is one kind of dependent clause. It has subject and verb, but it can't stand as a sentence, as a whole sentence. It's sometimes called as an adjective clause. That's okay. Relative clause or adjective clause, they have got the same meanings. And how do we form a sentence with a relative clause? It is formed by joining two sentences, okay? And two sentences become one sentence. Why do we use relative clauses? By combining sentences with a relative clause, your text or your speech become more fluent. What is fluent? To be able to speak or write easily or smoothly. And you can also avoid repeating certain words. You can prevent some loss of time. So we need to introduce relative clauses. We need relative pronouns to form a basic clause. To form a basic relative clause, we need some relative pronouns or relative adverbs. What are these relative pronouns or relative adverbs? Relative pronouns are who, which, that, and whose. Relative adverbs are where and when. We use who or that for people. We use which or that for things or animals. We use whose for possession. We use where for places and when for time. Relative clauses are separated into two parts: defining relative clauses and non-defining relative clauses. Let's see. What are defining relative clauses? Defining relative clause gives information that is necessary to understand what or who is being referred to. Notice this underlined word, this necessary. What does necessary mean? It is essential. You can't take the sentence out. If you omit a defining relative clause in a sentence, that sentence will have different meaning. The meaning will be incomplete. Another rule is that in non-defining relative clauses, you can't use comma, okay? This is important. There is no comma. And what are the relative pronouns or relative adverbs that we'll use? The relative pronouns or adverbs are who, whom, which, that, whose, where, or when. Okay? Let's have a look at some examples. In here, we have got two sentences. This is the first sentence, this is the second sentence. Okay? I think it is some kind of addition. First sentence, second sentence, and here is our longer sentence. Let's have a look at the first sentence. She works for a man. the second sentence, this man used to be a president. So, first of all, we should decide which relative pronoun will we use. We will use the relative pronoun who. Why do we use who? Why should we use who? Because they take care of the words. Notice these words, men. We use who for people, so man is a person, right? So here is our last sentence. She works for a man who used to be a president. As I said before, who is our relative pronoun and who used to be a president. This part is our defining relative clause. And we don't need to write man twice here, right? Okay, another example. I was reading a book. This is our first sentence. You gave the book to me for my birthday. This is our second sentence. And we will make a longer sentence with a defining relative clause. Here is our sentence. I was reading the book which you gave to me for my birthday. Which relative pronoun or adverb did we use? We used which. Why did we use which? Because look at the words. Book. Book is a thing, right? So we use which for things or animals. In this sentence, we use our relative pronoun and which you gave to me for my birthday. This part is our defining relative clause. Another example. The hotel is next to the beach. We met at a hotel. We have got two sentences and we should make one sentence from these two sentences. First of all, which relative pronoun or adverb will we use? We use where. Why do we use where? Because look at the words hotel. We use where for places, right? And hotel is a place. Look at the last sentence. The hotel where we met is next to the beach. In this sentence, where is our relative adverb and where we met? This part is our relative clause, our defining relative clause. Notice we need this information, okay? Because without this information, without defining relative clause, the sentence, the hotel is next to the beach, the sentence will be incomplete. Which hotel? The hotel is next to the beach, but which hotel? I need more information here. Okay? Another example. The first sentence is I have a friend. The second sentence is his or my friend's father is a farmer. In this sentence, what are the mutual words? Our mutual words is friend, right? So which relative pronoun are we going to use? We are going to use whose. Why do we use whose? Why do we use the relative pronoun whose? In this sentence, whose shows possession. It replaces a possessive adjective or an as possessive, okay? You can see his is a possessive adjective and here is the as possessive. And look at the last sentence. I have a friend whose father is a farmer. In this sentence, whose is our relative pronoun as we said before, and whose father is a farmer. This part is our defining relative clause. Okay? I need this information because without this information, without this part, look at the other sentence. I have a friend. Which friend? I don't know. I need another information. I need some additional information here. Okay? Another slide. So guys, we have learned about defining relative clauses. Now it's time to learn non-defining relative clause. What is a non-defining relative clause? Non-defining relative clause gives extra information about the person or thing it refers to. This extra information could be left out. This additional information could be left out. In fact, this information is not so necessary. If we omit a non-defining relative clause, the main sentence is still fully understandable. Okay? And another rule, we should use commas. We need commas in non-defining relative clause. Okay? There is a non-defining relative clause between two commas. And what are the relative pronouns or adverbs that we should use? We should use who, whom, which, whose, where, when, and notice. This part is important. We can't use a relative pronoun that in non-defining relative clauses. Okay? This is important. Let's have an example. We have got again two sentences. My girlfriend is very pretty. The second sentence, she lives in London. Who is she? She is my girlfriend. And the last sentence, my girlfriend, comma, who lives in London, comma, is very pretty. Have you noticed? London is just an extra information. I can take it out. I can take this part out of the sentence. Because in main sentence, my girlfriend is very pretty. This is main sentence. In main sentence, I know everything about everyone. I know about that girlfriend. I know that she is pretty. So if I want to add more information, then I should give that additional information between commas by using a non-defining relative clause. Okay? By using a non-defining relative clause. Actually, in fact, I don't need this information. Okay, another slide. Another example, this cupboard, which is under the staircase, is so dirty. This is a main sentence. This cupboard is so dirty. Okay? And if I want to add an extra information, for example, which cupboard? Where is this cupboard? Maybe the color of the cupboard. I can give this additional information by using a non-defining relative clause. Okay? This cupboard, which is under the staircase, is so dirty. In this clause, which is our relative pronoun, which is under the staircase. This part between commas, this part is our non-defining relative clause. And the last sentence, the last example, Mr. Cruz, whose grandson is one of my classmates, has just started to work with my uncle. My main sentence is, Mr. Cruz has just started to work with my uncle. I don't need any other information, actually, but I want to give some extra information here. I want to say that Mr. Cruz's grandson is my classmate. Okay? And I give this extra information between commas by using non-defining relative clause. In this part, whose is our relative relative pronoun, and whose grandson is one of my classmates. This part is our non-defining relative clause. Okay? So my time is over here, guys. If you have any other questions, you can leave a comment under this video. Or, you can reach me via Instagram or Facebook. Okay? And I want to give you some extra, assignment. Here is your assignment. You will do the exercises on your student's book, page 150. Page 150. Okay? You are responsible for the exercises A and B. Okay, thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon. Take care of yourselves.